welcome back to Pima Voices. My name is Savannah and I'll be your host. Today we have a very special episode where I'm joined by members of the Pima Foundation team, and we are going to talk about some of the biggest impacts that we've had in the 2024 calendar year. And so today I am joined by Marcy Euler, who is our president and CEO, Diana Cannon, who is our Director of Philanthropy, Sabi Andino, who is Director of Operations, and Chrissy King, who is Systems Administrator and Marketing Manager. How is everyone today?
Good. Thank you.
Yes, well, thank you guys for joining on this very fun episode of a roundtable discussion. And so I thought we would dive in with some of the biggest impacts that we've had in the 2024 calendar year. And so we're going to start with funding and talk about some of those donations that have made a really big difference for the foundation and the college as a whole. And so to kind of start off with that, in 2024, we were able to get or raise donations with over $3 million, which is so substantial. And that's thanks to the hardworking team and those who support us throughout every year. And so thank you to you guys as well. And so Marcy, with that amazing year in funding, we've had new partnerships with the Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce Foundation. We've had a big check from and support from Arizona Complete Health, the Rotary Car Show. And so what impact do you foresee that these donations have made, or do you foresee them making for the college?
Thank you, Savannah. So the gifts that we've received this year are truly transformational for our students, for our programs, the equipment that different departments need, for professional development to keep our faculty at the top of their game. And so gifts like the scholarship dollars that are endowed from the Oro Valley Chamber, from Arizona Complete Health, who gave us an endowment plus scholarship plus curriculum development to be able to start 2 new programs that are desperately needed in the healthcare field. And the Rotary Car Show that provided funds for Pima Start, success through advanced reskilling and training at the Center of Opportunity for Gospel Rescue Mission. All of those and so many more have made a huge difference in terms of what we're able to do to support Pima Community College. In addition to that, we've had a very generous donor over the past 3 years that has had a 50% matching challenge with us. And so for new money that came in, we were able to get another bump of 50% on all of those donations that we're speaking about. And that really is the thing that is making a transformational difference to a lot of the funds that we hold. When I think about 6.5 years ago when I got here, and we had about $7.5 million that we were managing, to the end of November, we have about almost $17 million. That is really impressive for me. But what's more impressive is the fact that we are spending money the way donors expect us to. We're giving out more in scholarships, more in program funds, more to support the students in our region than we ever have before. And so getting money is a really great thing in our business, but spending money the way our donors expect us to is an even better thing. And I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, and I think as a team, we can all agree that we're really proud of that. But Diana, as Director of Philanthropy, I want to hear your thoughts and we've talked before on the podcast, obviously.
Yes.
But how important are these partnerships in our community? What do you believe?
Well, I think that these partnerships are really tuned into the needs of the students, the faculty, and so it's so rewarding, not only for me as the Director of Philanthropy, but also for the donors. Many times they're passionate about their ideas, their concepts, where they may have been an alum and I want to go in and I want to help the fashion department. I want to help with EMT. One of the donors that we got was called the Rockin' for Heroes. And so Mike and Bonnie Quinn approached us because they wanted to establish a scholarship for a young man who was a Pima College student in the EMT program, who unfortunately lost his life only after a couple of months on the job. And they wanted to recognize the efforts and the values that were given to Jacob. So through their help, they had a gigantic concert, which was so much fun. And this is a national, Rockin' for Heroes is a national program to support the veterans. And so not only did it support the veterans, but it also supported the Jacob Didinger Endowment. So there's value in that. I think there's some others too that I'd like to point out is people like, and they do it as a family. This I found we were laughing here in the office about the Gardners. They're two brothers that are both retired and both equally engaged in the trades. And they want to make sure that the trades have a life beyond just, okay, I'm a plumber. But where did I get that education? So they have both contributed substantially to our trades program, which is so meaningful for the students because they're evolving and they're evolving into their careers in the trades, in culinary, if you will, in hospitality, in the health profession. And I don't think they really realize how satisfying this is to the donors that these students are succeeding.
Yeah, and I agree. And you made a great point about how, everyone has a different reason for giving or starting a fund and things like that. And so one of the things I want to bring up and talk about is the Rotary Car Show, which I know you guys are both part of Rotary and you have a lot to say, but they have their own reasons for giving and so forth. They're not necessarily alum, but they still support the cause of what that Rotary Car Show does and what the foundation does and what the college can do for the community. And most of us did volunteer at that event. And so Savi, I know you were a volunteer. So how important was it to just be there? We talk about, with a nonprofit, people always think monetary donations is that's all we want and so forth. But we kind of forget sometimes about how donating your time is also another way to kind of give back. And so you donated your time, as many of us did that day. And so how important is that as well?
Well, we are the primary beneficiary of the Tucson Rotary Car Show. So it was also me saying thank you to them by me taking some time of my Saturday morning and spending time helping, volunteering at the car show as a thank you. It's an amazing event. It takes so many people to put together that event to benefit us and other nonprofit organizations. Taking a few hours of my Saturday morning is nothing for me as an appreciation for what they are doing. And also being there representing the foundation and Pima Community College, it makes me also I'm able to see what the community think about us, what impact the college is having in the community, because sometimes we are in these offices and we know the amazing work that the college is doing, and sometimes you wonder, do people know how great the Pima Community College is doing? So being able out there with my shirt representing the college and people saying, oh, Pima Community College, I attend Pima Community College, or what a great job they're doing, and hearing testimonies and having people saying, I know about Pima, I like Pima, good for Pima, that give me the fuels to continue giving my best here at the foundation for the college.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've never been to the car show before, and when I had Sean on the podcast, I was like, I'm going this year. I'm volunteering. And so I thought it was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I was able to do that, meet new people, connect with people, talk about the college and so forth. And
direct some cars.
Yeah, make sure everyone got in their right spots. But it was a lot different. You're right. Getting outside the office sometimes is so nice. Sometimes we're stuck in here. We don't always see that impact right away. And so it was really fun too. And so I know you two can both speak on topic of Rotary Car Show. And so why do you think that connection was so important, and why do you think they chose us to be a primary beneficiary this year around?
we're actually a 3-year beneficiary. So this was the second of 3 years. So we have one more to go. And so it was quite a robust process to apply, to be screened, then to have an interview that people came to see what we were doing, and then the entire membership voted on which groups would be supported. And so there's 2 other beneficiaries that we participated with last year, and 2 different ones this year and 2 different ones next year. We had that 3-year responsibility. And so one of my jobs, and part of what Sabi said, is this is a way to say thank you back to the Rotary Club. I am crazy, and I said I would coordinate volunteers. So there are probably about 1,000 volunteer spots that we fill during the course of the several weekends leading up to prep the facility, the Gregory School, the entire weekend from setup and actually the day of and the cleanup the following day. But it is a thank you. It's a thank you to be able to have the privilege of supporting the event, because we are going to benefit from it. And the beneficiary being the Center of Opportunity project at the Gospel Rescue Mission that is providing skilled training for people who are guests of the mission, who are able to, when they get out from that situation of being formerly unhoused, formerly on the street, formerly homeless, they are able to get a good job to keep a roof over their head, food on the table, their kids safe, and have a job that has a career progression that is really positive. And it's not just a sustainable living wage, it's a thrivable living wage that provides them with opportunities well beyond what some of them could ever even have imagined. They would not be coming to Pima College if we weren't taking that training to them at the Gospel Rescue Mission facility. And so that program has been so successful that we've had several other organizations wanting to add that to their repertoire in the organizations that serve the homeless community or the unsheltered community, or are working with people to help them with skilled training. And so we're looking to expand that to other service providers. And in fact, we got a $25,000 pitch grant in order to do that earlier this fall. So it's really about helping people help themselves.
Well, I can't wait for next year, and I can't wait to be able to volunteer with you guys again and all that. And, I remember when Sean was on the podcast, thank you, Sean, for coming out. He mentioned how that event is it's such a great community event, but sometimes people forget it does have a really good benefit behind it, and it's really good to inform the community about what's going on, and having that chance to showcase what we do and what the college is doing, I think is really amazing. And so, speaking of events, we have another event we can talk about, which kind of caters towards a different community. It caters more to industry partners and business partners. And so I know the Building Construction Technology Program is expanding. They're getting a new space. And I wasn't here for this one. I missed it. But Chrissy, I know you can probably talk about the BCT renovation and how that went and how that kind of ties in a different kind of community, and how that event and how we kind of coordinate that together.
Yeah, definitely. So the Building and Construction Technology Program are so fortunate. They were started off at 2,500 square feet, and they're expanding to almost 25,000. So the amount of space these students are going to be able to practice their trade is phenomenal. So this renovation celebration was something new for the foundation that we tried out on how we can better support the college. What can we do? And so we worked with their department and what are some of the needs that they needed, for plumbing to be able to, they were able to get the funding to do all the building and expansion, but to start getting the equipment and things like that, dollar bill starts adding up. So it really gave something tangible that our donors and constituents could really be get excited about, right? Like, especially when we were talking about those different trades that are going to be hiring these students later on in the workforce, right? So it was, it's been really exciting to see that, working with the plumbing and HVAC, and Diana's been a huge support in that and really following up with the individuals that have been excited about that. What I really like about BCT, so I'm a Pima alum, so let's go back many, many, many years ago. We won't say how many, but downtown campus is nothing like it was when I went to school.
I agree.
And I'm like, wow. And I've lived in Tucson the whole time. It's not like I left and came back. I've been living in Tucson the whole time and wasn't hearing about all these awesome things that Pima is doing. So to actually be here at the foundation now and hearing and actually seeing with my eyes about all the opportunities it provides for our community, it's pretty awesome. And so with our BCT, we have another one coming up is our health professions is getting a huge expansion. I think it's over 80,000 square feet, which is going to be on West Campus. So there's a lot of different ways we're able to support in the college, which then supports our community. So the students here, usually when you have students that go to your community college, they're also stay in your community. And then that continues to thrive, right? Your community continues to thrive because they're staying here. They're getting livable, thrivable wages.
Very good.
And yeah, it was really, it was hot that day. It was really hot and there was no AC there, but we survived.
And people didn't care.
And people didn't care. Exactly. They were in there. They were excited to see that. We had some new partners that came in. So yeah, this was just one event that we thought we would try out, and it's been successful. So moving forward, we're going to partner with the college on some of these other ones.
Yeah, and I think it's good because, like I said, we have these events where you invite a bunch of community members, but this was able to hone in on specific community members who would benefit, whether it's a business, they can see what the program's expanding to, maybe work with those students, get those students hired, and so you kind of see that progression. And, like we say, it keeps Tucson thriving, right? And so, Diana, I know you work a lot really hard with getting those tours done so people can see these new spaces. And so what would you say to anyone who wanted to take a tour of new spaces?
Well, I think the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, it once you see the expansions that are going on with BCT, health professions, culinary and hospitality, even our IT and cyber security areas, when people are just amazed and I think Chrissy made a good point, when she was here, none of this was here. And to see the advancements that the college has made to meet the needs of our community and to meet the needs of our students and of our faculty. Faculty and staff play an important role in this. And so I think that that's really what is very satisfying for me, is that I can see the joy in people's faces when they come back and they go, wow, this wasn't here when I was here, like Chrissy said. So we should be really proud of what we've been able to do to move this community college. We're ranked, we've got a high ranking in the country, don't we, for our community college?
Yes.
We do. And I'm trying to think of what that is.
So I think it depends on how things are measured.
Yeah.
And I don't know that there's one that's similar to how colleges and universities are ranked. It's different kinds of things that are, and because the community college does so many things for so many different people, it's hard to focus in on just one thing. But Pima is often recognized as a top 150 college by the Aspen Institute. And then there's stronger rankings, that they select moving down. But there's thousands of community colleges in the country. And so that is impressive, but it's not chasing rankings that's important at Pima. And I, for one, appreciate that very much, because it really is about the students and about the business and industry partners who are hiring our students, and about the colleges or the four-year institutions that are accepting our students as transfers that help make Pima really what it is.
Yeah. And I think another important aspect too is when we look at the number of our own employees, staff, faculty that are contributing to the benefit of our students through the resource centers, through the hygiene centers, because they see those needs of on those students' faces. They know what the needs are for them to be able to finish their degrees or their certifications. So, they've been very engaged in helping us achieve those milestones and to help those students.
Yeah, and I think we can all agree, I've said it plenty of times on the podcast, but just in the 10 years when I guess it's more than 10 now, we'll pretend it's still 10, a lot has changed, and I think it gets not just us excited, we can see the excitement of so many other people, and I think that's what's exciting, right? Is because you can see it on their faces, like everyone has mentioned, like, oh my gosh, wow, this wasn't here, and so that's like a really exciting part about all that. But also that also attracts other people, right? So we partnered with the college to host an event with NACCE. And Marcy, you've been to plenty of NACCE events, and you mentioned earlier how we won a pitch competition with NACCE and how they've helped fund certain things. And so would you like to speak about that event that we held, the Fun Shift Summit?
Absolutely. So NACCE is the National Association of Community College Entrepreneurs. And we have been involved with them for several years through a variety of different activities. And about a year and a half ago, they had one of these smaller summits from their national conference in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And it was awesome. But they did it in a hotel. And I said, oh, you ought to come to Tucson and we can do it on our campus and you can see our new buildings and particularly advanced manufacturing and automotive center. And so we had about 75 people from all across the country who came, and the focus was on workforce development, on entrepreneurship as infiltrated through every kind of curriculum, and also on fundraising. So it kind of has a three-pronged approach. And all of our team was involved somehow, and the sharing of information, the willingness to pick people's brains or let people pick your brain about, oh, how did you do this? And we were thinking about that, and what would you recommend? It is my favorite professional development group because people are so open to sharing their knowledge and to really being collaborative. And I like to think that we are fairly entrepreneurial in our office. We think outside of the box. We try to, we don't have things that we're, with the exception of BCT, where we're looking to develop funds for particular equipment. But we don't have like, oh, we need this much for this and this much for that and this much for something else. And a donor comes to us and they say, but I want to do this, but it doesn't fit in one of those three buckets. We really work with donors in order to match what it is that they care about with what the college needs, whether it's scholarship dollars or program support, whatever it might be. And then make those two things fit together like a hand in glove. And that's not typical necessarily in the world that Diane and I are familiar with, and the rest of the team as well, where you're really trying to fill a particular bucket. And that's what you're trying to drive donors toward. And so I think that is a more entrepreneurial mindset. And to bring it back to NACCE, that's part of why I really like that group and why I think people were so excited to come and see what Pima is doing, because it sparks even more of that sense of purpose at other people's campuses.
Mm-hmm. I was so sad I missed that event. I was like so excited, and I was like, I won't be here. I was able to tie in other community members. They got to see other things that other local gems besides the college and how it all ties together. And so another great event that kind of ties everyone together was El Tour, which was something that we were able to partake in for the first time. And Christy and I know we ran the 5K. And we have someone here who is the founder in the founding circle of El Tour. But do you want to talk a little bit about El Tour, Chrissy and Savi? Or even you were trained for El Tour until poor injury. But we also had Teresa, who rode her bike for their, was it 31 miles?
32 miles.
32 miles, yeah. So how was it training, at least for that? Like, and why did you want to do that and partake, since we were a nonprofit partner?
I think I think one of the things that we thought when we say yes to do a tour, the Tucson, is let's go ahead and have another way for people to participate, to fundraise for the foundation. This is something completely new. First time that we did it, we didn't know what to expect. We have a goal. We hopefully with the match, we probably will surpass our goal. And it was we started low. We know what we would like to do next year. Yes, it was really fun to train to ride a tour for the first time. We thought, and we know that we have cyclists in the college that next year we hope to engage them to be part of the tour and fundraise for the programs that they are dear to their hearts and all of that. So it was a really good adventure that I think it was a really team effort. The marketing team took over and they did a great job. And I don't know, what else would you like to add about a tour?
So we were back and forth, right? Like, are we going to do this? Is it, the right thing to do? But we keep talking about we shouldn't be the best kept secret, right? And so how can we get our logo, our name, our brand and stuff out there? So doing a community event like this that really brings people from all around the world, right? It's pretty phenomenal. Was really cool. And just since it was our first year doing it, we did have a very low goal, trying to get our feet wet, just kind of what does it look like? And now I think we have a pretty good handle on it. And I think, Savannah, you and I have some ideas on how we want to do it next year and how we can market it a little bit better to really get people involved. I think this year we were a little bit late getting the word out that we were a nonprofit that they can ride for. And I think next year we'll be ready to start hitting the floor as soon as it opens up. So I'm super excited.
Well, and it was so exciting that a Pima student designed the kit, the shirt. So
yes,
we engaged, students in that development as well.
It did. Congratulations, Jennifer Lopez, the student that designed our shirts. I should have grabbed one and can show it to you, but she did a really great job. We did put a competition out there, so there'll be another competition for next year's design, so keep an eye out. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I'm super excited. My kids and I, it was our first 5K we participated in together. And we ran. My son ran. Antonio ran the whole time, so I was very proud of him. He did it, but it was fun. The energy out there and just our shirts. We had so many questions from people asking, oh, where are you from? Oh, I was an alumni. I didn't know you guys had a team. Next year.
At this campus. Yeah, all sorts of stuff.
Exactly.
And I think the main thing that I think everyone's saying is it was fun. It was different. And so I think it was a really great way to engage with the community in a completely different way. And it wasn't just like, come check out a campus. It was like we're all of us in Tucson have some sort of connection to Pima, whether it's yourself, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend. And so I think we saw that really easily out there in our team jerseys, running and walking and cycling. And so I just think it was a really great different way to kind of engage with the community, and I love that we had that opportunity.
I agree. And it was really kind of the first peer-to-peer fundraising we've done. And so this was a good way to test it out and have, those people that started or that signed up to really tell their story and get their circles engaged and excited about Pima Community College as well.
And speaking of new things, the podcast is something that's new that we could talk about. And I know that was a really big project for you and I. And, I came on full time And then we just hit the ground running with these new projects. But I think it was really exciting for us to start this project, see how it works. It's good for me to go outside my comfort zone and try something new. And doing the blog was another really fun thing that we are still doing. But, speaking in the marketing realm, how do you think that's going for us?
I think it's really great. It's a start. So if you didn't know, go to youtube.com at Pima Voices and sign up and subscribe.
So they should be watching.
Savannah's been doing a great job as our host. It's really shown a different way how we really are a community college, right? So it's not just about all the programs we offer, but it's how we connect with the community, how we connect with donors, how we connect with business owners, and how it's just a giant circle and we are all connected, and how we're able to do that. And so hearing the stories on the podcast or on Foundation Stories on our website, that is every Monday, it's been exciting. We just get to hear different things. We get to highlight students. We get to highlight alumni, staff members, programs. I think it's just a different way to get our voice and our brand out there.
Well, and I would say that the other thing that you're doing is the Wednesday e-blast. Almost every week, I get somebody who sends me a response asking a question, saying they want to donate. How do they do such and such? The engagement that we've got from those Wednesday e-blasts has increased dramatically since you took that over. And so all of those things are reaching different audiences, right? The way that people want to be reached, the way that if they want to read something, they want to watch something, they want to get something in their inbox, there's a different way to engage for all of those things. And it allows people then to figure out how they want to do that.
Yeah. And I think that's also just part of our team growing, right? We've been able to grow. And so I'm thankful that I was able to grow here and have these new roles and do these new things. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been scary, but it's still been a lot of fun. And I've enjoyed everyone who's come on the podcast. So thank you to everyone who's come on the podcast. It's been great meeting new people, like you said, hearing new things. And then, like Marcy mentioned, just having all these different ways that people can engage and connect with us is great. And so having the team grow, you guys, like you and Marcy and Zalma, have been able to really feel the impact of that. And do you want to speak a little bit about that and how that has really helped the foundation as a whole?
Absolutely. It was for 4 years.
Something like that.
Just Marcy, Zulma, and I in the office. We were doing absolutely everything. And it has been a really good process and transition, seeing how each member that is added to the foundation grow the foundation, makes an impact not only for this office, but also to the college and the community. And it has been a really good thing for me to see, and I think at also relief, because we are able to give on some of the things that we're doing, and now we are able to do the job that we are gifted to do, we are called to do. We want to continue growing in the foundations and having new members coming and being added to the foundation. We are able now to expand more, and each one of us are able now to grow and put the dedication to those things that deserve the dedication. So before, it was the three of us doing everything. We knew absolutely everything at the foundation, absolutely everything that is going on. We still do, because Marcy believes in all of us being informed, but now each one of us have their own area and unique expertise, and it's great to see how the role of each one at the foundation plays to make a great impact. So from 3 for 4 years, now we have 8 members at the foundation, and that is super cool and exciting.
So we expanded our we got a whole development department, right? We expanded brought finance in-house, which is absolutely amazing. Expanded marketing, we got systems. So I think it's been a really great addition on all of us, and we all just gel so well together, and I think that's just amazing. I mean, it's just been absolutely an honor to work with each and every one of you.
Yes.
Likewise.
Stop. I'm crying on the podcast.
And the ones that aren't here. I mean, we have 3 more that are not sitting at the table with us, but
Yes, yeah. And I know, like, I don't know, it's been fun seeing, like, myself grow as well, like, being someone who is contracted on, then part-time, then full-time, and it's fun and exciting, and thank you, Marcy, for taking a chance on me, so I appreciate it.
Well, and I think it's going to be exciting too to see with our new chancellor, you know, where his visions are and the roles that we play in helping to meet that vision for the community.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, and with that, like we just mentioned, you guys two are most residence people here. So, Marcy, what are you most excited for with the new chancellor? Because you saw all the things that Chancellor Lambert did, his lasting legacy, and so what do you hope for with Chancellor Nassy?
Well, of course, I had a wonderful working relationship with the former chancellor, and I do credit him with taking Pima from really a very precarious place, not on anybody's top list, to being on accreditation probation, on financial aid probation, on veterans probation, all of these things that were really dragging the institution down, to being able to capitalize on developing centers of excellence around multiple different areas. And now we've got some of those that have come to fruition, and we've got others that are coming to fruition, even in his absence. And I think that Chancellor Nassy, very different style, but I have observed him to be very smart, asks really good questions, and sets high expectations for outcome-driven responses to things. And so I think that really bodes well for the institution, because we are going to continue to watch Pima Community College move forward in a positive way under Chancellor Nassy's leadership. I think not being from here, being from another institution, brings a different perspective, and it's always nice to get fresh eyes on it's not that it's a problem, but fresh eyes on things, right? So that we may all, because we've been here for so long, look at things one way, but you bring somebody who's looking at the problem from a different angle, and you get some growth and opportunity there that you may not have had otherwise. So I am super optimistic about his leadership and look forward to working closely with him and the other members of cabinet and his executive leadership team to continue to promote the institution and all that it does for this community in our region.
Yeah, I'm like, yep, we're all like, yep. Marcy said it so perfectly. But I mean, we've talked about so much already and how many exciting things have happened. But was there anything else that you guys think I missed that we should bring back from this year? No?
Well, and you know what? Of course, I'm fairly new here, but it seems like we were able to draw in so many new donors, new to the institution, new to the foundation, and that, you know, are and will continue, I think, to contribute because they like what they see.
I agree. I'm excited for the new year. And speaking of the new year, Marcy, what was your favorite thing of 2024, and what do you hope for? What are you excited for in 2025?
Oh, my favorite thing for 2024. There were so many things that were really positive. You know, it was really wonderful to be able to welcome the new chancellor, and we did an event that kind of honored him and his wife, and to have the community come and say congratulations and we're glad you're here and we're looking forward to working with you, I think that really set a great tone for his chancellorship. What am I excited about next year? We are working, thankfully, to Diana and everyone else, we are working on a big project on behalf of the college that includes really framing out how gifts can be given, where they can be given, how they'll be recognized in a much more specific framework. And it's what Sabi talked about. For so long, there were just three of us, and we just were kind of keeping our noses above sea level and feeling like we were sinking more than we were swimming most of the time. And so this has been in my head for years, but to be able to put it on paper, to make it make sense to people who don't live in our world, that it can provide a framework and a toolkit and a process map for how deans work with us, how department heads work with us, how other administrative leadership works with us, whether it's getting a brick for a courtyard that might be established to putting a name on a building and everything in between. That's going to be a huge step forward for our work and I think for the college as well. So that is something I'm really excited about. I know that's a very geeky answer.
That's okay.
But it's something that is too long in coming, and I think that it will take us on a new trajectory into 2025.
I'm excited for that too, and I'm sure everyone else will be. So what about you, Diana?
Oh, 2024 for me was, I think, getting my feet wet in the foundation and learning the talent of this team so that we can continue to be the best that we can be. And this team is so encouraging of one another and works so well together. I think that's one of the things I feel the most blessed about with 2024. We celebrate together. We cry together when things don't come together. But it's we all are marching to the same forward down the same road. And to me, that's one of the things I'm really grateful for. And I look forward to 2025. I want to double these goals. And we put, I know Marcy's going, okay. But, we put together, thanks to Marcy, we put together a strategic plan. And I'm real, no, but
that's a big deal.
It's huge. And, if we are able to accomplish what you've outlined for all of us, including board members, in that strategic plan, we will be beyond success, in my opinion.
I like that. I have high hopes for next year. I would say my favorite thing of 2024 would definitely have to be, it felt really official coming on full time, and so that was really fun. And I really enjoyed starting these new projects, working with Christy more, and it's been really fun in our office. I think everyone kind of is always they're always laughing in there. It's just we're just having fun and coming up with new ideas and testing new things. And I think, that's what's great about expanding that team, is having those new ideas and bringing those ideas forward. And so I'm really excited for some more new ideas and some more exciting things, and just still progressing in my role and developing that. And like I already said, I'm thankful Marcy gave me the shot, and so I'm happy to be here. And what about you, Sabi?
Well, I think in general, 2024 was a good year. I always like to look at it, even some roadblock or growing pains that we went through. I'm speaking in terms of operations. All of those are learning opportunities. And for me, what I'm excited and thankful is to have a full team. And what I'm looking for 2025 is being able to have an office operations that are efficient, that are cost effective, that we have everything in place, and that everyone have what they need to do their work to the best of their abilities and with all their resources. That I'm looking forward to having some space to think. I have been able to have that space lately, and I'm excited to have this think and go into that space that I like to go into, creating systems and how we can make things better. I'm excited about having that opportunity in 2025 for the office.
Well, I'm excited for your 2025 too. And Chrissy, last but not least.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but oh my goodness, having our team. I feel like 2024, I've been here, 2 years now? Since my October was 2 years. So having our team, everyone in their roles and on the right seat on the bus, right? And just really being able to get comfortable in that. So now that I think we're in a good spot, like I don't really see any other roles, maybe one or two here we might need to fill. But right now I think we are at a good capacity to where we can really just hit the door running for 2025 is what I'm really excited about. I am excited about teaching and growing our systems, and not only in the marketing realm, but in the tools that we use to be able to use our jobs and getting our team all trained up on that so we can work efficiently and be able to do things right. And transparency is a big thing in our office. So by using our systems correctly and everyone trained on that, then everyone knows what's going on, and we can help all our constituents, no matter who answers their phone or who comes through that door. We're all educated to be able to make those choices. So I think 2025 is going to be awesome. And just really, we have some exciting things for marketing, working on a new website.
I also forgot.
Yeah.
License plate.
Yes!
Yes, our license plate. 2025 is the year of the license plate.
There's going to be a lot of fun things. I didn't mean to interject, but I was like, wait, there's other fun things. But I think it'll be good. I like where things are going. I'm sure you guys all like where things are going and how everything's progressing. And we all have the same mission here, which is important. And like you said, we all blend well together. We work well together. We laugh. We cry. We do it all. So I think it'll be good. And I think we've had a good year. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today in the hot seat.
Well, we also have 3 other members where we have Cassandra, who is our bookkeeper extraordinaire, all things finance. She's amazing. Teresa Diaz is our newest member to the development team, starting to learn everything, which will be a great help with Diana as she's out there moving and shaking and getting our name out there. And then we also have Zilma Tapia, which is also part of your team in development, who is just amazing at that donor cultivation. So with us and our 3 other employees, this is going to be amazing.
Yes, I wish I could have had everyone at the table, but we need a bigger table. So I also would like to thank the PCC TV team for helping us get the podcast started this year. This was a really great, fun endeavor, and they've been such a huge support. And I want to thank every individual who's come on the podcast and who is excited. I appreciate your guys' time. And it's been a lot of fun. So I can't wait to see you all next year in 2025. So have a happy new year and see you then.